Good morning, my name is Billy. Welcome to one of my videos. Today, I've been watching a lot of Tati on YouTube. I just started watching her and I know I'm literally years late, but I just started watching her and I'm really inspired by her makeup manifestations. So I just want to sit down and play with makeup. It is 8:56 in the morning, so I have about an hour and here we go. I'm moving in a little closer because I really want to play with the eyes today and just do some really pretty eye makeup. I'm using a Juvia's Place concealer as an eye primer today. Literally the tiniest bit is all that I need. I learned last video the hard way that this is a really heavy duty concealer and it's super thick. I feel so hungry. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I'm always starving. I've already been awake for an hour, so the hunger's really setting in now. I get eyelash extensions every single month, and I always try to be careful when I'm doing makeup around them. I don't want to disturb them too much, but usually if you just keep a spoolie on hand, this is one of those free spoolies that Sephora gives out for you to sample mascaras with. I just go in and I take the little spoolie samples. If you just brush them out, they go right back to being where they're meant to be. I'm turning to the Zulu palette by Juvia's Place because this has a lot of really bright and fun colors. And I think I want to load up a fluffy brush with a light amount of this dark purple down here in the bottom. And I've been trying to stay really light-handed in the beginning of when I start my makeup looks. So let's just try that now and see if that works. I'm going to use the softest touch and the lightest amount of pressure and just start circling down around the area where I want this color to deposit. Usually I'm always really concerned with how much fallout I have and how far out I take the eyeshadows, but I just want to free myself from that worry and just kind of blow this out or down as far as I think I need to. And then I can always go back in with a makeup wipe or some makeup remover and remove the excess. But I don't want to limit myself in where I take this today. I want it to be very fluffy, blended out, drawn out if it needs to be, just whatever feels right. I haven't dipped back into the color. This is still from that first dip into the palette, and I'm just really diffusing it out. I'm using little circles and just kind of moving it around my lid. It always feels funny to do makeup on extensions because I can feel them move around and I'm pushing them down too far, but it's okay. I just take a spoolie and I brush them back up at the end and all is well. I like how far I could diffuse this without having to dip back into the color. So this is just from that one first swipe that I put on. I was able to bring it all the way out and through like you see here. Okay, now I think I'm ready for another color. I just don't know which one. This is an older palette that I don't dip into that often because it's a little bit too dark or neutral for me, but I'm gonna try it out again now. This is again by Juvia's Place and it is the Nubian 2 palette. Opening that up, I feel like this shade here, that'll help me deepen this up a little bit. I'm gonna start by tapping that in the outer corner of my crease. First I'm tapping it to deposit the color. Now I'm going to start with little blending motions. Little tiny circles with light pressure, just slowly building my way up lightly. I'm focusing it in this almost kind of pulled out V shape and just blending. Just taking the time to let this shade do the work and diffuse out. I use big fluffy brushes like this to do blending because I feel like the more spread out bristles help carry the color out. I don't know what it is, but just doing makeup is so calming this morning. Sometimes it's more stressful because the colors aren't turning out how I want it, or I'm not patient enough, or I'm not doing a look that I'm really passionate about. But today, it just feels nice. Alright, now I want to allude to my bright, dark, vivid, electric blue hair in one way or another. And I think that that same palette I used previously, I think that this shade is what's going to do the magic for me. So I'm using a finger. I hate it when my acrylic nails break, but it is convenient to not have a big old nail in the way. So using that finger with a broken nail, I'm going to dip in and I'm going to tap this onto the lid in that center portion where the purple kind of ends. It's usually nicer to use a finger for metallic shades like this because you can deposit more of that shimmer down without losing it. And I could use any finger, but it's usually just easier to use one where there's no acrylic nail in the way. I am gonna go get it fixed today though because it doesn't look good. Okay, after a whole bunch of just tapping my finger up and down repeatedly in the center of the blue and a little bit around the blue, I like how that's deposited there. With this brush, I'm gonna go back into that darker purple that I used right here, and I'm gonna tap this concentratedly around the outer edge of that blue here. Now again, with that first fluffy blending brush, I'm just gonna start doing tiny circles around that and on top of that purple. So we packed in that darker purple color and now I'm just blending and blowing and diffusing that out. I really love the color that my hair turned out. It's so vivid, it's very electric. That's the only way I can think to describe it, is just electric. I want to lighten up this inner part, maybe with a light white shimmer. Let's see what we can find. I'm going into the Masquerade palette by Juvia's Place. This is a classic palette. I think this is the one that made them super famous to begin with. And I'm turning to this shade here. Any light highlighting shade will work though. And I'm gonna carefully tap that into the inner third of my eye. Okay, I like where that white shimmer is. What I don't like is that it created a harsh line right here, and I really wanted a very smooth transition throughout. So I'm going back into the Zulu palette by Juvia's Place with a big fluffy brush, going into that very first purple that I used, dusting off the excess, and then swiping that back and forth with the lightest pressure possible to just try to make that line less harsh. I want this look to be very flowy and smooth, and I don't want that harsh divide that I got right there. I think that that's better. That's me. Alright, now I have a little bit of an idea. I want to go into the Magic palette by Juvia's Place, and I want to go into this color right here, and I'm going to load this up on my finger, even though that's a little bit more imprecise. This is kind of, how can I explain this color? It's almost purpley blue. It just looks kind of angelic to me, and it is a shimmer. And I'm going to tap this kind of on top of the dark blue, kind of in between the dark blue and the white that I put down. Here we go. Did that make any difference at all? Oh, Piper's at the door. Good boy. Hi, puppy. Good boy over there. Now that color I laid down isn't very pigmented, but that's okay. It's not meant to. I think it just kind of creates like a translucent shine. That's on both eyes. I feel like I'm almost done with this look. With a spoolie, I'm brushing my extensions through just to make sure that they're looking perfect. Alright, now for the lower lash line, I want to go into that first purple that I used from the Sue palette, load it up on a little compact flat brush like this, and then I'll start tapping that onto my lower lash line, kind of as an extension of what's already over here. Then with that same brush, I'm going to that last shade from the Magic palette that I tapped on top of that blue, and I'm laying that in the center of my lower lash line. I love dogs. I grew up being afraid of dogs because I was told that they would bite me or attack me. But it turns out that dogs are angels and they are just my best friends here on this planet, other than Fletcher. Now I am going back into the Masquerade palette to find that light highlight shade, loading that on the same brush I've been using for the lower lash line, and just gently tapping that in that last little part of my lower lash line. I feel really nice with this look. I think it's very gentle and glowy and blended. I don't know. I'm gonna dab any old mascara on my lower lashes. I love how those little baby lashes look, and I want to give them some love, so that's why I put mascara on them. I like that difference. I think it gives it more texture and definition if you look at the side that does have mascara on and the side that doesn't. It just gives the entire look more depth, I feel like. Does that even make sense? I don't know. This has been a really fast look. Usually when I film, it takes me forever. I've only been recording for 38 minutes, and I've been like texting and messing around for part of that time. I really like it. It's looking pretty. Alright, so this is a very blue and purpley look, so for a highlight, I want to go in that sort of direction. I don't know if this will be light enough, but looking at the Magic palette, dip into this like icy blue color. Let's just test it. Let's just try it. See it as a highlight. There's nothing there. Oh. Oh no, I think it's too dark. See how it's creating like a shadow on my face? That won't work. Worth a try though. I'm gonna take that off. A little bit of makeup remover later and we're back. I don't think I have any other blue highlights, so let's just take it a totally different direction. A friend of mine gave this to me as a gift. It is the Urban Decay Afterglow highlighter. It almost looks too dark in the pan, but sometimes highlighters can be deceiving, so let me try it out. Taking that on this brush. Is that even doing anything? Yeah, there's a little bit of glow deposited there. How is it that it looks so dark in the pan? It looks peach, you know? And then when you put it on, it's just like shiny. I will never understand these things. Alright, that's the look. Let me jump over to the window. This is it in daytime lighting. I really like it, actually. Let me flip it to the back camera. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself and do something good today. I'll see you later. Bye! Also, just a really quick note about the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which is the one I'm filming on. This morning I was at 100%, and then I watched YouTube videos for about 30 minutes, and then I recorded 4K video for about 45 minutes. And my battery only went down a total of 9%. I'm at 91% instead of 100%. That blows my mind how good this battery is. I love it so much. But anyway, bye!